Usain Bolt's former teammate and training partner Yohan Blake joins me now from Mumbai. The 2011 World Champion and two-time Olympic gold medalist is in the city as brand ambassador for the Tata Mumbai Marathon that returns after a 2-year forced break due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Yohan, you are the second fastest man in history over the 100 and 200 meters, and I must confess, I find it rather bemusing to see you headlining a marathon. Have you ever attempted one?
No, to be honest. Well, I'm happy to join you on this wonderful Zoom call, of course. And I've never been to a marathon before. And it's very interesting knowing to have a fast person at a slower event, but it is in the same family of track and field, so it's okay.
Yohan, there have been a fair amount of marathons and half marathons being held in India over the last decade, and the numbers participating are pretty large, especially the Mumbai Marathon, which you're going to attend. Now, as an outsider, do you think that they've sort of laid the platform for a running culture to slowly emerge in India?
Yeah, man, definitely. Remember, India make up of 1.3 billion per person, which is crazy. And for the country to dominated by cricket and slowly bring in running, it will be great. And this marathon showed that a lot of people is enjoying running even more, knowing the fact that a lot of people not even sure how much people are going to compete in this marathon. So it showed that India do have the capability of bringing in other from cricket more runners as well.
Yes, there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be competing there. But I'm just going to go off script for a while. You've been around in the sport for a while, and the way and you and other sprinters train is so different to the marathon runners, and sort of even if you look at the middle distance runners that Kenya is famous for and the rest of Africa as well.
It's crazy. I think it's very suicidal, the training that they do. I know my training is crazy, and when I see they not just only training for the marathon, but also for the 800 and the 1500, and you see those type of workout that they're doing, running crazy mileage. That's crazy. And remember, these marathons, they're running over 2 hours non-stop, and I lift my hats off to them because they deserve the recognition as well.
Yohan, you've been to India before. I think it was in 2019, and back then you were sort of the brand ambassador for a cricket series, but that was also before the Tokyo Olympics, and athletics has always been part of the Indian sporting ecosystem. There's been the great Milkha Singh, P.T. Usha, and there has been renewed focus and excitement since Neeraj Chopra won the Olympic gold at Tokyo. Do you sense that was India's breakthrough moment, like you saw with Jamaica post-2004, and that the gains will be seen soon, especially when it comes to big medals at the big games?
I would hope that juggling gold medal inspired a lot of Indians, not just only in the sprinting as well, but also in different aspects in the throwing event as well, in the long jump and different type of event, because I think with that 1.3 billion people that is here, I know if India really serious and take everything into consideration, knowing the fact that they can help each and every one, I think they have the capability to do good on the world stage.
So while we're talking about athletics, you've also, as I mentioned, you've been a big cricket fan. Mumbai has always been one of the traditional powerhouses of Indian cricket. Do you have any plans to have a hit on the city's famous Maidans?
Well, I just came back from the Wankhede stadium. Just came back, and I know it was beautiful. I was doing some bowling on the pitch, and it's a wonderful stadium. And I'm definitely going to come back here to play some cricket. And I'm going to enjoy it as well too.
Okay, let's turn our attention to your sport, the sport of athletics and sprinting, which you're known for. Now, Tokyo was very disappointing for you, but there is a relatively short window between Tokyo and the Paris Games. And do you fancy giving it one last crack, especially as a World Championship this year as well?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to Paris as well. I've been pushed to go by Caroline, um, which is close by, and it will be my fourth Olympics. So that's a record for me as well. Not everyone can say they have been to 4 Olympics, knowing that it is every 4 year. So I'm really looking forward. I'm really looking forward to it as well. I'm just going to keep my focusing and just keep on training and just work towards it.
I was there for your first Olympics. I, in fact, saw you push Usain Bolt all the way at the London Games in 2012, and you also teamed up with him to win the relay gold. Now Jamaica sort of had a stranglehold when it came to the sprint events, and I'm talking from 2008 to the Rio Games, where sort of Bolt reigned supreme. But Tokyo was a bit of a shock in the men's event, and again there was no medalists from your country at the World Championships. That should have sent serious wake-up calls through the Jamaican athletics program.
I think it do send a wake up, and we have some young sprinters. I just hope they just keep their focus and come through. It's not easy on the world stage. It's not everybody can manage at the world stage. Everybody think that they can just come up and just win medals. It's not that easy. Medal is the hardest thing to win on the planet, because you're talking about 8-person lineup. Anything can happen on that day. So I'm very fortunate, thank God, to be among some of the greats. So I'm very, very fortunate. I could have been on that. I've been on that podium.
And if I may just add, Yohan, not just a day, because it boils down to about 9.8 seconds when it comes to the 100 meters. But is this also a cyclic thing? Because when you and Usain Bolt, when you were winning everything, the same questions were being addressed to the Americans, who sort of had dominated the 100 and 200 right up to 2000, 2004. And they have now sort of regained that dominant position, especially with the 1, 2, 3 at the World Championships.
Yeah, that's why I said everything, it keep on changing. We did have the dominance, the US did have the dominance, the US did have the dominance before and everything. And even if you look at, if I stray a little bit and you go inside soccer, Manchester United as well, they were dominating and they fall off. Then then Leicester City came, then Man City came. So I think in everything, in every sport, you do have a time. The Lakers was winning, then the Golden State. So you do have a time when you fall off, and that 3 to 5 year span, you take your time and build back up and try to regain your dominance again. And I think we'll come back up again. We just need to just refocus and get the guys in right.
Listening to you, Yohan, you bring up that word focus over and over again. Now, is there more to it? Because, you were known for a brutal training regime. Usain Bolt lovingly conferred the nickname The Beast on you for that. I presume that, you strictly follow that same regime. So should that not inspire the next generation that is training alongside you and actually should be imbibing the same from you?
Every personality is different and regime is different. So in Jamaica, we say, is a saying known around the world, 7 brothers, 7 different minds. I think I am one of the best in the world. I go there and I train very hard. I run Usain in training. I train so hard. Not everyone can do that. My capability and my regime of hard work is off the chart. And when someone feel the lactic acid, they want to stop. It's not an easy thing. And that's why I'm saying, that's why I think the younger generation, they just started to feel a little bit of that and they stop. There's great sprinters coming out of Jamaica and they just stopped. They went to college and stopped. And I hope that these ones that is coming up don't get too soft, because it can be soft in the sports and you have to be mentally tough.
Those are strong words, and in fact, thank you for actually speaking from the bottom of your heart. But I just want to contrast what you're saying about the lack of ambition, or what you say about the male sprinters. How do you contrast it with what's happening with the women? The sprints are still being dominated by the likes of Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. Elaine Thompson did the double at 2016 and the 2020 Olympics, and now there is Sharika Jackson, who is ready to take on the mantle from her seniors.
I have a foundation that made up of all boys. Why I don't take in any girls is because female tend to be focused more than the male, and that's why you have so much females dominating in the world right now, because they're so focused and they know what they want, and once they know what they want, they're going after it. That's why the Jamaican females are doing so good. The guys them don't want to party; they want those many girls and floss. So it's a bit different.
So that focus word once again. Let's get back to the man who in fact sort of sparked this revival of Jamaican sprint domination. Between 2008 and 2020, the entire attention in athletics was on Usain Bolt because of the way he dominated the sport. What did you learn from him? Because you trained alongside him for a long time.
Well, we've been training together for 10 years. We've been partnered, and as a young man coming in track and field, he always make sure, to be honest, even though I was his competitor, he always make sure that everything is okay with me. He tell me all the time that you want to focus on you, not the people. When you start believing in yourself, then you will start see result. And once he tell me that, I start focus on myself, because every day he would come to train a little bit late, and I would sit and wait on him because I want to train with the best. And he always say, really, really waiting on me, because I'm going to run him very hard in training, so he come late sometimes.
Since we're talking about the great Usain Bolt, I just want to slip in a question that's not related to athletics. There is a story doing the rounds that millions have sort of gone missing from his investment accounts. You're not just athletes. As global icons, you have a significant brand presence globally. That's what brings you to India. And that is sort of your retirement nest. How do you ensure that people don't take you for a ride?
There's a lot of people out there who want to do that. And when I saw the news this morning, I was taken aback a bit to knowing that the fact that you have worked so hard for everything that you have, and then for someone to take millions out of your account. And I don't know much about it because I'm in India. I'm in the future. So I don't know much about it, but it's always detrimental. That's why I have great people around me, knowing where to put your money and knowing where your money is going, because you still have your rest of your life in front of you, and it's very crazy to see what they have done to him,
Yes, as I said, it is your retirement nest, and hopefully that's sorted out pretty soon. But before I let you go, Yohan, we've sort of seen the lines blur between politics and sport over the last 1 year. We've seen what's happening in Ukraine, but there are Russian and Belarusian athletes who aren't competing at the moment. Should they be allowed to compete at the Paris Olympics? Because hey, aren't the Olympics the great unifier?
The Olympics is the greatest event on the planet, and I believe in fair play, and I believe in chances. And if I should put my foot in their shoes, I would want a chance. Yes, it's your talent and is what they're good at. But I don't really follow it up much, so I don't even know how to comment on it. But I don't know. It's tough. It's a tough one.
Yes, it is a tough call that sports administrators have to make. But on that note, Yohan, thank you for your time. Hopefully, you get to enjoy a hit and perhaps meet Virat Kohli, who you admire so much. And all the best for the Mumbai Marathon as well. But just one sort of advice from us, it's a marathon. Don't go smashing out of the blocks.
Yeah. Thank you.